Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Hope you're feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali, and I just want to say welcome to another edition of a classic to change your life, man. I don't mind telling you that all we got is our ability to change and transform what we doing with our life, right? If you think about it, that's what makes us top of the food chain. You know, what makes us top of the food chain is this idea that no matter where we come from, we can go wherever we want to go with the power of decision, right? Some of you know, some of you don't, but you know, I'm a huge fan of Kanye West. I think he's the type of person that people misunderstand. They don't really get where he's coming from. But I feel like a wise man can learn from even a fool. Like even if you kind of sort of feel like Kanye West is foolish, what can you learn from him? Good morning, Kaiser. Taisha in the house. I love it. What's up? All right. My man Dennis checking in. From YouTube. You gotta love that. Mr. Terry's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Miss Russell is in the building. You gotta love it. You got to love it. Good morning, millionaires. Hey. Oh man. I feel like I'm messing up with this clubhouse thing. Hey. All right. Let's get this party started. Let me just do it like this. Hey. All right. We ready to get this party started? Oh, that's what I did wrong. All right, let's call in now. Let's call in on this live line. How's everybody doing out there this morning? Appreciate everybody checking in.
Greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place.
Please enter your... Thank you.
All right.
Please announce yourself.
There we go.
Entry and exit tones are off.
My man Jamad in the house.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and I'm what you would refer to as a revenue acceleration coach. Like, we ain't playing around. We're here to win. And we humbly believe that if you will just look at some of your characteristics and traits, if you'll look at your mentality, if you'll look at your character, if you'll look at your habits, what you're staring at is the keys that allow you to achieve everything you ever dreamed of. Your mentality, your character, and your habits. If you will model the mentality, the character, and the habits of anyone on the planet, then obviously you'll begin to get their results. I don't know how many of you have been watching the news lately, but it's just been announced, okay, as of March of 2021 is when I'm recording this. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. Okay, we got him checking in from YouTube, baby. What's up, Jennifer? But Kanye West is now officially the richest black man in American history. Okay, we know Mansa Musa and all of this, but at a net worth of about $6.6 billion, they're giving the title to Kanye. Jay-Z also had an incredible week last week where he not only sold another portion of Tidal, to Square, Jack Dorsey, the owner of Twitter and all of that. He hit him with they gave him another 300 million for Tidal. And then he also sold champagne. He sold his champagne to Louis Vuitton and Moet Hennessy, LVMH, if you're looking for the stock symbol. He sold that to them. So Jay-Z probably did about 500 million in a week. Not a bad week, right? But Kanye West just now came in, mostly because of the Yeezy apparel, the Yeezy sneaker, of which he owns about 100% of, which is valued at somewhere like around $4 billion. And then, of course, he just now got in a partnership with Gap. He just now got in a partnership with, he's been in partnership with Adidas, obviously with the Yeezy thing. I'm bringing that up because last night when we were doing the mindsets of high achievers, and yesterday when we were talking about, our Good Morning Millionaire, kind of all of this stuff where we're talking about achieving purpose, people constantly bring up this 7 revenue streams of a millionaire. Y'all ever heard people talk about that? Well, rather than talking about these 7 revenue streams that everybody looks at millionaires as having, what I want to talk about is the disciplines. Because with the revenue streams, a lot of times you need to start with one and then let it expand. I'll explain that more in a minute. But with the disciplines, you can be working on all of these at the same time. So share this with somebody that needs to understand this. There are disciplines that you can insert into your character that will begin to transform your entire life. Daily interruptions are inevitable, right? But do you believe in GOD? To me, GOD is goal over distraction. Daily interruptions are going to happen. But when you begin acting on a fear of missing out, now the beeps, now the notifications are beginning to control our life. We allow the dings and the vibrations to limit our potential. They interject into us their agenda, somebody else's agenda, and knocks us completely off our track. Can I get a witness out there? Millionaires, we've got more information around us than at any other point in history. But at the point that we let this connection economy transform us into a member of the distraction economy, there's no way that we're going to be as productive as we can be. It's impossible to be productive when you're constantly bombarded with all of this nonsense. It takes effort, y'all. It takes a conscious choice to separate ourselves from the mindset of the people who just have to be connected to everything. We call these people the sheep. Millionaires, it's going to take real effort to adapt this different mindset. So if you're ready for the first one, if you're ready for the first discipline of high achievement, the first discipline that you see in people like Kanye West, the first discipline you see in people like Jay-Z and Oprah Winfrey, Robert Johnson, I could go on and on and on. If you're ready for the first one, give me a number 1 and a share, y'all. Give me a number 1 and a share if you're ready for the first discipline. And if you're on Clubhouse, this is a good time to ping somebody into the room. Okay, Taisha checking in. Taisha checking in. I love it. I love it. Goal over distraction. That's absolutely right. That stock symbol was LVMH, Abigail. That stock symbol was LVMH. If you want to remember, it's Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. LVMH is the stock symbol of the company that just gave Jay-Z a couple $100 million for his champagne. All right, here's the first discipline, everybody. The discipline of believing. Somebody write at Haziq Ali in the comments, please. At Haziq Ali. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see in the stories this video that I put up of Kanye West when he was first entering the industry. Number 1 is the discipline of believing, because most of us think about doing great things. Millionaires, most of us have contemplated or dreamed about the day we would do something phenomenal, right? But the difference between the average person and the high achiever is this commitment to the belief. When you listen to this man's words in that Instagram story, right? When you really look at that man's words, it's going to blow your mind when you sense the belief that's on him. It's crazy, y'all. It's the belief that he's going to put on the words that makes you, it gives you goosebumps, Because millionaires, when you possess the unqualified belief that you're capable of doing something, even if nobody around you has ever seen it before, millionaires, you are 75% there. I think it's Will Smith who's always talking about how there's this redemptive power of making a choice. When you decide what you're going to be, right? When you decide who you're going to be, and then when you decide how you're going to do it, who can stop you? Millionaires, the universe at that point just gets out of your way. And even better than that, because that's the way Will Smith puts it, I'm saying that the universe gathers all its forces, marshals all of its resources, and puts it all behind you just because you're someone who's made a decision. And just like a man or a woman, whether everything helps when you have a goal, or when you're a man or woman and you don't have a goal, nothing helps. It's the same thing with the universe. The universe is going to put all its power behind those of you who are using that infinite black mind to conjure choice and belief. Millionaire, it's magic what happens at that point. When you commit, what I'm saying is really commit to a choice, then everything else starts to fall into place. Everything else starts to fall into place to make it happen for you. Your decisions begin to be guided by your mindset. I dare you check out that video in my stories. It's going to blow you. Or on Facebook, it's in my stories on Facebook. Appreciate the love, everybody. If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2 and a share. Give me a number 2 and a share. The first discipline was the discipline of belief. I want to challenge you to rank yourself on that. How much do you believe in yourself? 1 is incredible. Like, right? Number 1 is you're on Kanye West, where you believe in yourself so much, other people think you're crazy, right? And so we'll call that, I know I said 1, we'll call that a 10. We'll say you're on 10 if you're on Kanye West. And then 1 is where you're like, man, I'm not going to be able to do this. This is too difficult. This is for other people, not people like me. Give yourself a 1 if you're down there, but give yourself a 10 if you feel like you're Kanye West level with your belief. Millionaires, be honest. You're not doing this for ego. You're not doing this so that you get to flex on people. You're doing this so that you can perform a little introspection. Like my man Kerman was pointing out yesterday during Good Morning Millionaire. If you begin to study the place they call Egypt, but that we used to call Kemet or Kush, right? Know thyself is the beginning of all knowledge. I'm asking you, where do you feel you are with your belief level? Where do you feel like you are? Here's number 2. Here's number 2, y'all. The discipline of eliminating interruptions. The discipline of eliminating interruptions. Millionaires, the discipline of eliminating interruptions. Kanye West moved way out to Wyoming. Is everybody aware of that? Kanye West went way out. Why would he go to Wyoming and buy this ranch? Well, yeah, 1, the land, but also it's the fact that when you're trying to create, we always say creativity is next to godliness. But my God, when you're trying to create, there's nothing worse than getting right into your zone and then somebody knock on your door. Then somebody hits you, you look at the phone and someone is requesting a FaceTime with you, right? Or they're calling you through Facebook Messenger, right when you had that $1 million idea. You were about to grab the leg, but it's slippery like the legs of a jellyfish, right? You're reaching for it and then boom, you get distracted. Is that the worst? Millionaires, what the world class have learned to do is eliminate interruptions. The world around you is structured to interrupt you. You hear me? The world around you is structured to interrupt you. If you're already struggling with focus, then you're fighting a losing battle from the jump. Millionaires, if you're normally a focused person, but you don't control your environment, your day is going to become a series of interruptions. And then you look up, it's time to go to sleep, and now it's time to wake up and do it all over again. You were busy, but you weren't productive. If you're going to combat this, you got to learn the discipline of turning off everything that could attract your attention and getting in focus. Last Wednesday, we did this whole training on how to concentrate better. Y'all remember that? And then yesterday, we were talking about these beliefs that the world class share. Well, there is a thread that runs through every legend that you can name. Everybody you look up to who has achieved massive levels and a certain skill set. They all had the thread, this discipline, where they don't mind blocking distraction. Millionaires, I dare you get to a place where you are disciplined enough to eliminate interruptions. I mean, my phone never makes an audible noise. You know what I mean? I turn my phone face down so I can't see the screen light up and tell me somebody just liked the damn picture. I don't care, right? When I bring a new app onto my phone, what do? I disable the notifications. Don't fall for it. The minute you download that app, they're like, turn on notifications. No, right? Why? Because I lived an incredible life before all these text messages and notifications. And my life is going to keep going if I miss one. Learn to be comfortable with silence, y'all. Learn to be comfortable with focus, because the quality of your work is going to dramatically and drastically increase. You're going to become more productive. The depth of your thinking is going to get more massive. It's going to enlarge, because you're now going to have what very few people give themselves on this planet. You're going to have the competitive advantage of long periods of thought. Most people don't think. They think they're thinking, and really they're playing recordings. Millionaires, where are you? Scale of 1 to 10. Number 10 is Kanye. Number 1 is just terrible. Where are you with the discipline of eliminating interruptions? Let's see those scores. You know what I mean? 1 to 10. If you're rocking with us on Clubhouse, write it in your notes, because when we take it to the stage, we want to hear where you were at with it. Where are you with number 2? The discipline of eliminating interruptions. All right, my man Keith gave himself a 6 to 7 on how much he believes. Okay, I love that. Travis gave himself a 7. Shamice gave herself a 5. I'm impressed by that introspection queen. This was people giving themselves scores on how much they believe in themselves. My man Dennis gave himself a 10. Wow. So no room for improvement. That's good news and that's bad news. It's like you can't improve no more. Allie gave herself a 7. Okay, I'm loving that. Jennifer gave herself a 9 on the discipline of believing. I'm loving that. My man Yeshua gave himself a 7 or 8 on it. Okay, all right. If you're ready for number 3, give yourself a score on number 2 and share. Let's keep going. Here's the third one, y'all. If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Cowrie Flower. That's such a dope name. Give me a number 3 and a share. Okay, Shamice. I ain't mad at that. Okay. Give me a number 3 and a share, y'all. Here's the third one. The discipline of time management. Millionaires, hold on. I'm about to show y'all something for a minute. Watch this. Hold on just a second. So here's the thing about time management, y'all. A lot of people say time management is a myth because you can't manage time. Time keeps on marching on with or without us, right? We got no control over it. Time management is really priority management. I don't know how many of you noticed, but back in 2018, Kanye West released 5 different albums in 1 year. He put out an album from Nas. He put out an album from himself. Put out an album with him and Kid Cudi, put out an album with Pusha T, put out an album with Teyana Taylor, right? In 1 year. And he produced every single one of the albums by hand. How do you do that? How do you do that, millionaires? How do you manage time to the point where you can literally perform a sort of alchemy where you're turning the minutes of a day into millions of dollars? You know, he got to live like 5 beats a day for 3 summers, right? He's like, I deserve that's a different world like Cree Summers. I deserve to do these numbers. Y'all remember that rhyme? I know I'm butchering it, but he's like, imagine you lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. That's a different world like Cree Summers. I deserve to do these numbers. You know, he said it more like that. He's like, the cat that made that deserves that made back. But what makes you feel like you deserve your dreams, y'all? What takes you there? Millionaires, it's how you use your time. It's the self-respect that you give yourself for using your time properly. I'm gonna tell you one of the most powerful things you can do. Millionaires, one of the most powerful things you can do is begin to lay out your day according to your priorities, because time management is a myth. But what you can do is use better priority management. We have something that we call the 90-day planner, right? We have something that we call the 90-day planner. And MAP could stand for Massive Action Planner. It could stand for Momentum and Action Priority Planner, right? It could stand for Millionaires. But what I want you to look at is the fact that the systems that we put in here are just insane. Like, I give you an example. We have something in here called a time audit, right? Where you literally will look at your day and say, hey, what did I do between 12 noon and 12:30? And then, was that a profit activity? You see there at the top? Was that a profit activity? Was that a loss activity, right? Was that a liability? Was that a neutral activity where it was just necessary? Because what you're going to find when you go through your day is you're largely giving your time away. You're giving your life away because you're not really paying attention to your priorities. One of the most powerful things you can do when you're trying to start a new life is begin a new system of habits. So what we have here is a habit tracker. This allows you to prioritize your day, right? Because if you start that habit on a Sunday, right? Let's just say you start that habit on a Sunday and you put the X, and then Monday you put the X, Tuesday you put the X. By the time you get to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're not going to want to break your streak. So that's another time management device. Then on each day, you see that there's room for you to write out your Kaizen 5. What's your Kaizen 5? It's the ultimate way to get the most out of your day. Because once you know your goals for the year, which we had you put in the beginning, right? In the beginning of the system, you know, like when you join the Kaizen Academy, first thing you get is the wheel of life. Okay. And then that wheel of life has these 10 different categories, from contribution to charity. You hear me? Health goals, economic goals. So what you're doing is writing out your 10 goals for the year right there. But then what are you supposed to do with that? You think, what do I need to do in the next 90 days? Right? Because it's a 90-day planner. Think about that. What do I need to do in the next 90 days to make that 1-year goal easier, irrelevant, or already done? And then what do I need to do in the next 30 days to make that 90-day goal easier, irrelevant, or already done? And then what do I need to do in the next 7 days to make that month goal easier, irrelevant, or already done? And then what do I need to do in the next 5 days? You see that? What do I need to do? What are the 5 things that I need to do today that will make today a success? That's how you lay your life out. Because if you know what you need to accomplish this year, and there's certain things you need to do in the next 90 days to make that happen, then there's naturally something you need to do in the next 30 days to make that easier. And then naturally, there's something you need to do this week to make the 30-day goal easier. And then, of course, that just dictates what we need to do today. That's a priority system. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to everybody? Now, our planner is there at wearemillionaireminded.com. You can go to wearemillionaireminded.com or write into me, and I'll get you an example of the planner, or you can get it from our website. But what I'm asking you to do right now is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to Kanye on how good you are at managing your time, right? I'm talking about your calendar should be your boss, right? Even if the appointment is with nobody but myself. You hear me? My calendar is my boss. If my exercise time is scheduled every morning at 8 a.m., then when we go to Clubhouse, a lot of times you're going to hear me on the treadmill, because I've made these non-negotiable in my mind because they're laid out for me in advance. I'm like an architect that doesn't start the building until it's already done on paper. I guarantee you, if you look at not just Kanye West, if you look at Richard Branson, if you look at Elon Musk, if you look at Oprah Winfrey, what you're going to find is ain't nobody going to knock on their door and make them stick to what they dreamed they could accomplish. Nobody's going to push you to do nothing. If you look at the great ones, they all pushed themselves. If you look at the great ones, they all planned it out in advance and then did what it took to stick to that initiative. Here's number 4, y'all. We got to hurry up and get out of here. Number 4. If you're ready for number 4, give me a number 4 and a share. Give me a number 4 and a share. Somebody put wearemillionaireminded.com in the comments for me so everybody can go there and grab a planner if you want one. It's the perfect time to grab one now before April comes and you can start the second quarter of the year with a bang. If you order now, obviously you'll have it before April. Wearemillionaireminded.com. All right, here's number 4, y'all. The discipline of being healthy. We just now touched on the gym a little bit. Millionaires, if your body ain't capable of handling your goals, you're going to become physically, but watch this, mentally exhausted. Believe it or not, your body is the most obvious representation of your mind. You know how they say your bedroom or your car looks like your mind with how messy or cluttered it is or how clean and clear it is. Well, it's the same thing with your body. Millionaires, if you want a healthy mind, start with creating a healthy body. If you want a confident mind, you know how we always like you can change your body language and you can do different things that make you feel a certain way. Last week, we talked about how you could pull something towards yourself and it makes you want it more. You can push something away from yourself and it makes you like it less. There are all kinds of tricks that show you your mind and your body have this phenomenal link between each other. Millionaires, what if you decided to commit to being healthy? What if that became a discipline for you? Exercise done correctly trains your muscles, yeah, but it also trains your lungs, yeah, but then it also gives you heart. Not just trains your heart, it gives you heart. It makes it so you're able to withstand larger levels of stress. Can you hear me, millionaire? If your body is used to the stress from regular exercise, it's also going to have an easier time managing the stress from life. It's a discipline, y'all. Give me scale of 1 to 10. Where are you with keeping yourself healthy? Where are you with your mind-body connection? Give yourself a rating of 1 to Kanye. And really with this one, I can't give Kanye. That's a bit of a stretch. Kanye got lipo and all of that. But anyway, 1 to 10. 10 is you are incredibly dedicated to your health. If you give yourself a 10, that means you're working out. That means you're trying to slow down on consuming dead animals and all of that, right? 1 is you're a snackatarian. All you do is eat pork and pork rinds. That would mean you're number 1. You know what I mean? You're completely ignoring the good book that tell you don't eat the animal if it has a cloven foot. Ain't that how it go? If the animal has hooves, then you're not supposed to eat it. We ignore that. It's okay because it's chitlins and they so good, right? If that's you, give yourself a 1. Give yourself a 1. All right, here's number 5. Here's number 5, y'all. The discipline of ignorance. The discipline of ignorance. The discipline of ignorance. Millionaires, I want you to understand something. My pops told me a long time ago, right? My pops told me something crazy. He was like, had he known how difficult it was going to be to start his business when he went from a distribution, because first he had Liberation Information Distributing Company. That was my pop's first business. It was called Lidco, Liberation Information Distributing Company. That's where he was really getting money looking back on it. But he wanted a closer contact to the people. So he began opening up these bookstores. But books have the most horrible profit margin in all of commerce, if you ask me. I don't know how many of you know this, but when you go buy a hardcover book, you know, for $30, chances are that bookstore paid about $20 for that book. It's a scam, man, the way they do these authors, because the author's not even making most of that money. The point I'm making is that he was like, had I known how hard this was going to be, I'd have probably never started this journey. That's a mind-blowing concept to me when I look at all the lives that my father changed, right? Like when he passed away, Farrakhan sent, you know, honor, and et cetera. So, I mean, he was just super. But here's my point. Ignorance, y'all, is a discipline. Ignorance is the epitome of focusing. You can't possibly know everything. But the good news is you don't need to. And millionaires, once you're willing to live without knowing everything, the things you choose to pay attention to are going to get more of your attention. And now you're going to get better results. Can somebody hear me out there? If you want to achieve a higher level of skill at any venture in life, at any station in life, you need more focus. You need to be more willfully ignorant. You don't need to know everything that's going on in the news. You need to know everything that's going on in this book that you picked out, not for its entertainment value, but because of the fact this can plug some holes in a skill set you're looking to develop. Millionaires, it's still about you remaining ignorant to all of this other stuff if you're going to focus on this. Don't you understand that even not making a decision is making a decision? Because when you don't make a decision, you're making a decision to stay the same. You get what I mean? What if you decided to be ignorant about everything except the stuff you need? They got this famous story about Andrew Carnegie where they got him in court. Lawyer calls himself trying to embarrass Carnegie. He's like, man, check it out. Do you know the capital of Maine and all this other stuff? And then Carnegie was like, my good man, I don't know the capital of Maine. The geography wasn't my subject, but what I can do is show you a button on my desk where I can push it. And then a man will walk in. I ask him something like that. He'll tell me not only the capital, he'll tell me the population. He'll tell me the population 20 years ago. And then he'll tell me what he predicts the population will be 20 years from now. What's the point of this story? You delegate or stagnate. And you don't need to know everything as long as you have good people around you. You may not be an A student, but what you can do is get out here and hire some A students to work for you. Does that make sense, y'all? These are the 5 disciplines of high achievers. I want to challenge you to call in on the live line. Come and rock with us, because at the end of the day, it's not just the information, y'all. It's the application. And every morning we do affirmations because we are super serious about programming our minds with this new data. We're super serious about turning this knowledge into wisdom through the beauty of the mistake. We want to fail forward faster because we already know it's done. And we know that these mistakes are not the impediment to greatness. We know these mistakes are the stepping stones to greatness. We just want to hurry up and make different mistakes. We just want to hurry up and make more mistakes. Today, what are you going to do that scares you? Repeat after me, millionaire. Say it like you mean it. Take your cool off. I am